thought I'd do some songs for St. Paddy's Day. But first I want to tell you a story about these two Irish brothers who were fishermen. And one day they were out on the ocean and a big storm came up and sunk their boat. And they wound up in a little lifeboat and getting blown way out to sea. And they're out there for like a week. And things are getting kind of desperate. And all of a sudden they saw something on the water there. And the first brother says to the second brother, hey, I'll tell you what, I'll row over there, and when we get over by it, you fish it out. Let's see what it is. So they do, and the second brother brings this thing into the boat, and it's this beautiful little brass lamp. And so he starts rubbing it, and sure enough, out pops a genie. And the genie says, I'll grant you one wish. Whatever you want, your wish is my command. And the second brother, without thinking, he just blurts out, I wish you would turn the whole sea into Guinness. So the genie says, okay. Turns the whole sea into Guinness, and poof, the genie's gone. Well, the first brother looks over the second brother and he says, oh my God, do you realize what you've done? Now we have to piss in the boat. As I walked by the dockside one evening so fair, to taste the salt water and take the sea air, I heard an old fisherman singing this song. Oh, take me away, boys, me time is not long. Wrap me up in me oilskin and jumper. No more on the docks I'll be seen. Just tell me, old shipmates, I'm taking a trip, mates, and I'll see you someday on Fiddler's Green. Now Fiddler's Green is a place I've heard tell, where the fishermen go if they don't go to hell, where the weather is fair and the dolphins do play, and the cold coast of Greenland is far, far away. Wrap me up in me oilskin and jumper. No more on the docks I'll be seen. Just tell me, old shipmates, I'm taking a trip, mates, and I'll see you someday on Fiddler's Green, where the sky's always clear and there's never a gale, and the fish jump on board with a swish of their tail, where you lie at your leisure, there's no work to do, and the skipper's below making tea for the crew. Wrap me up in me oilskin and jumper. No more on the docks I'll be seen. Just tell me, old shipmates, I'm taking a trip, mates, and I'll see you someday on Fiddler's Green. And when you are done and the long trip is through, there's pubs and there's clubs and there's lassies there too, where the girls are a wonder and the beer it is free, and there's bottles of rum hanging on every tree. Wrap me up in me oilskin and jumper. No more on the docks I'll be seen. Just tell me, old shipmates, I'm taking a trip, mates, and I'll see you someday on Fiddler's Green. Now I don't want a harp, nor a halo, not me. Just give me the breeze and a good rolling sea, and I'll play me old squeeze box as we sail along, with the wind in the rigging to sing me a song. Wrap me up in me oilskin and jumper. No more on the docks I'll be seen. Just tell me, old shipmates, I'm taking a trip, mates, and I'll see you someday on Fiddler's Green. Yes, hopefully we'll all meet up someday on Fiddler's Green. So I always like songs that tell a story. And this is one of those. A bonny wee lassie whose name it was Nell lived in the house where her grandmother dwelt. The house it was small, and the windows no less, having 4 panes, one in need of some glass. That nice little window, that cute little window, that sweet little window in grandmother's house. A fine lad named John one day happened on by, saw Nell in the window baking a peach pie. He caught her attention, then smiled and she smiled. So he walked right on over. How the time it did fly through that nice little window, that cute little window, that sweet little window in grandmother's house. Oh Johnny, I think it amiss, before gone away, not to give me one kiss. Then I will, Nellie, he answered her true, and quick as a wink he poked his head through that nice little window, that cute little window, that sweet little window in grandmother's house. He gave her a kiss, and oh Lord, what a smack. Then to his surprise he couldn't get his head back through that nice little window, that cute little window, that sweet little window in grandmother's house. He ripped and he tore and he cursed and he swore. Grandma heard the racket, jumped out on the floor. She grabbed for their poker and a lick she gave one. Another like that would have broke his backbone with his head through the window, that nice little window, that sweet little window in grandmother's house. She lifted the ladle from out of the pot. No batter e'er took the beating he got. He ran down the road with might and with main, and around his shoulders the sash in the frame of that nice little window, that cute little window, that sweet little window in grandmother's house. Well, I've always been drawn to stories about the simple country boy who goes off to the big city, seeking his fame and fortune, and then usually things don't quite work out the way he had them figured, and he winds up just being homesick. In this particular version of that tale, the young lad is from a beautiful place in the northern part of Ireland called the Mountains of Mourne. And he's gone off to London to strike it rich. And this is a letter he's writing home to his sweetie. Oh, Mary, this London's a wonderful sight, with the people here working by day and by night. They don't sow potatoes, nor barley, nor wheat, but there's gangs of them digging for gold in the street. At least when I asked them, that's what I was told. So I just took a hand at this digging for gold. But for all that I found there, I might as well be where the mountains of morn sweep down to the sea. There's beautiful girls here, but never you mind, with beautiful shapes nature never designed, and lovely complexions of roses and cream. But let me remark, with regards to the same, that if at those roses you ventured to sip, the colors might all come away on your lip. So I'll wait for the wild rose that's waiting for me, where the mountains of morn sweep down to the sea. You remember young Danny McLaren, of course. Well, he's over here and he's joined the police force. I saw him one day as he stood on the Strand and stopped all the traffic with one wave of his hand. And as we were talking of days that are gone, the whole town of London stood there to look on. But for all his great powers, he's wishful like me, to be back where the dark morn sweep down to the sea. Well, when I'm playing music with my buds, a lot of times we finish up with a waltz. So I thought I'd do that here now. And this is a waltz I always like to dance to. In Banbridge Town, in the county down, one morning last July, from a Bowling Green came a sweet Colleen, and she smiled as she passed me by. She looked so sweet, from her two bare feet to the sheen of her nut brown hair. Such a coaxing elf that I shook myself for to see 'twas I really there. From Bantry Bay up to Derry Quay, and from Galway to Dublin town. Oh, maid I've seen, like the brown Colleen that I met in the county down. As she onward sped, I scratched my head and I looked with a feeling rare. And I says I to a passerby, who's the maid with the nut brown hair? He smiled at me and he says he, that's the gem of Ireland's crown. Young Rosie McCann from the banks of the Bann, she's the star of the county down. From Bantry Bay up to Derry Quay, and from Galway to Dublin town. Oh, man, I've seen, like the brown Colleen that I met in the county down. At the harvest fair, she'll be surely there, so I'll dress in my Sunday clothes. My shoes shine bright and my hat cocked right, or a smile from my nut brown rose. No pipe I'll smoke, no horse I'll yoke, till my plow turns a rust-colored brown. Till the smiling bride by my own fireside sits the star of the county down. From Bantry Bay up to Derry Quay, and from Galway to Dublin town. No maid I've seen like the brown Colleen that I met in the county